Alright, welcome to episode 29 of History of What Civilization Started Over. In the last episode then, which I should actually look at what happened in the last episode, because I always forget what we did. But in the last episode then, we had, there was a big war somewhere, and I don't really remember where. Well, we had, oh yeah, main thing about the previous episode was the Spanish arrived in Puerto Rico, so now we have people in America. And the Danes also got Greenland, but like me, it's not that important. I actually might start with colonization today because, otherwise I'll forget. There's a big event that's going to be happening today, so don't worry about that. Pretty exciting in not too long, so that should be good. Anyway, we will be going over to the Danish Greenland colony as they'll be expanding that further south, so they will be making a new colony right down here in southern Greenland. So this is situated just like over here. It's nothing big. It's not going to bring them that much money. It's just, why not have it, I guess. I don't know. Go colonize Greenland. Sure. Let's not do that. Anyway, cool. On to more interesting colonial powers, I suppose. We can go over to the Spanish. So the Spanish, they have a colony in Puerto Rico. That's about all they've explored so far. However, they will finally now be arriving here in the Lesser Antilles. They take over those islands and also make a landing on Hispaniola, taking over this entire island and making it another colony of theirs. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, let's introduce a new country to this, and we're not actually going too far, as the new country is going to be the Pyrenees salmon-coloured country. There's quite a few countries in Western Europe, so a lot of opportunity here. But the pink salmonish country will be making a landing here in the Bahamas. They take over these islands and all this stuff. They actually take over quite a lot pretty quickly, which is impressive. And then after that, they will make a landing over here in Western Cuba, starting their probably most valuable colony. I don't know how much money the Bahamas is going to bring them, but yeah, the Caribbean is starting to be explored and colonized, so that's pretty cool. And the Danes are just doing their own thing, so let them do that. Anyway, now we're going to be heading over to Eastern Europe because we need to do a very big war over here, and this is the war in the Holy Polish Empire. So, down to major cities, I guess, in a second. If we look at this, doesn't really matter, but you can see that this pinkish country, the Kaliningrad country, Poland, other pink country, red sort of Slovak country, the pink South German country, or Austrian maybe, or, well, maybe not, but Czech potentially. The East German country and Denmark are all in this alliance. However, there's differing views on what they should do. The main leader of this sort of we need to go out and trade with loads of other countries alliance is the Kaliningrad country, whilst their opposition is mostly found within the red team down here. So that's cool, I guess. Why should Porto so square? I never noticed that. That's cool. Anyway, more countries join these sorts of alliances. However, because the entire alliance are going to fight each other, let's just say the declaration of war happens. The red and the blue teams will declare war on this Kaliningrad country and their alliance, which is them, this country down here, Belarus maybe, maybe probably Ukraine, this pinkish country and this other pinkish country will all be declaring war on the blue and the red countries.
So they'll declare war on them. That's pretty cool. The audio just decided it does not want to work today, which is my favorite thing. So that's good. Anyway, yeah, the audio just never works, which is great fun. Anyway, I'm apparently looking at Kaliningrad and Poland. Poland hasn't decided which side they're going to join, which is a bit of a stupid idea. You should probably make that clear. But they're just going to stay neutral, which is not respectful. You should join the war, Poland. But they don't. They just sit there. In fact, troops from the troops in the pig team, the Eastern Ukrainian or Western Ukrainian pig team, will be moving through the Polish panhandle bit to try and get to the gold team to then go and fight in the blue team, which is where the Kaliningrad country is sending their troops. The red Czech or Slovak country is, oh my god, what does my mic do? It's sending their troops into the disgusting looking pig country. So the war has kind of begun, and Kaliningrad is moving pretty far into the blue East German country, taking one major city and all the Pomeranian stuff. The pink Austrian Czech country moves into Eastern Germany as well, and now they've only got one city remaining. It's somewhere in the southwest, so that's not good. And the red team really needs to try and keep their ally alive. How they're just kind of bad. So they move in around that city. It's kind of easy to do that because most of the pink team's defenses are based around their capital city, which is further in the southeast. So yeah, they don't have too much of a struggle pushing over there. The pink team, however, does manage to push back, which is bad because it's the pink team. The pink team is not exactly a powerhouse. So yeah, sorry, red team. Anyway, I think they're at a plus in territory, so that's good. However, the Austrian country will push back against the red team. That's not good. And they take one major city and their other weird panhandle looking thing. So that's bad, but oh well. The blue team with red team help will push back against Kaliningrad. Now, they don't fully take back all their territory that they lost, but they take back some of it, so that's alright. Yeah, that's nice. What is going on now? Oh, I do not know. I just them through colours or something? I don't know. It's kind of interesting because the blue countries is split like along the Oder River, which I like because that's the border between Poland and Germany. Anyway, the Polish country, speaking of them, they joined the war. They don't agree with the policies of Kaliningrad, and they also have claims on Kaliningrad. So they're going to rush in towards the pink team. They sent most of the troops just far off to go fight in Germany. So that means the Polish have a significantly easier time pushing on the capital city and the other three major cities, which are all in the east, trying to escape into the Romanian country. So that's alright. However, Kaliningrad, realizing that they might be in danger, will send a lot of the troops in to occupy the North Polish coast around, I don't know, Danzig-ish area. They also take Danzig, actually, so that's cool. However, the joining of Poland does manage to alleviate stress on the blue country, so they push back against Kaliningrad a bit. However, the South German country, Czech country, I don't know, pushes back in the south and also pushes into the Slovak country in their western side. So that's great. Sorry. Anyway, what else is going on now? I think the red team must have pushed back the pink team at some point. Anyway, Kaliningrad moves into the Polish Panhandle area, tries to connect up with the pinkish country. However, all of the pink team's troops are in the south. They're nowhere near where the Kaliningrad troops are, so Poland just holds that line, which is good. What I'm pointing out right now, the red team will try and focus its troops in on the Czech country, and they take back all their land that's occupied. So that's good. They need to save the blue team, and to do that, they need to try and push back against the Czech country, but they're kind of struggling because all these countries are kind of similar in power, basically, except for the two pink countries. They're definitely the weakest ones. The Czech country will continue to push into the East German one, and it's really not looking good for them as they have one major city and their capital city remaining, but they could easily get defeated if the Kaliningrad team tried. So that's good. Very positive stuff. Poland will try to retake some of their territory from Kaliningrad, which goes pretty well. They retake most of the stuff in the east. However, they're mainly focused on defeating the Ukrainian country, taking their capital city, and after that, the entire country collapses and they take the three other major cities. This is going to be a massive boost for the Polish, and now things are going pretty well for them. All the troops are in the Ukrainian country, however, so Kaliningrad has a bit of an easier time pushing back against the Poles, so that's good, I guess. Yeah, I just forgot I need to actually not make the screen turn off, so that's great. Yeah, so it's a bit behind what I'm saying. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, I'm so good at this YouTube stuff. The red team finally with Polish help we able to push out the very small, I don't know what country that even is. Whether it's like Silesian country. Silesia is pretty valuable, so that's cool. So they push back against the Silesian country, and yeah, I mean it's pretty good now. And with all their troops kind of now focused on the pink team, they are able to push back against the blue team. So that is very good. We see the red team push into this area around the capital city of the pink country, and Denmark joins the war, assisting them in these efforts and making it actually possible because the Danes are, again, a top 10 power. I didn't actually say that at the start of the video, but I will go over power rankings in not too long. So, yeah. Also, the pink teams run out of food. That's what I'm pointing out right now. They don't border any, like, economically, like, agricultural countries, really. The strongest one is that disgusting looking green country, who I quite like. So they can't really get many food imports, and a lot of the people who do farming are fighting in a war. So yeah, they're not doing great right now, and the capital city is surrounded but surviving Kaliningrad separates Poland into two. However, the entire Ukrainian country is just being occupied by Polish troops. So something like that immediately falls apart because it's just like a military leadership thing going on there. So it's alright. The blue team with Danish help pushes back against the Kaliningrad country and actually starts to take land. They get all their own land back from the Czech country, and the red team does a pretty good job at pushing them back, taking a major city and then the capital city before pushing along the southern border, and the final bit of territory is taken over by the blue team. So it looks a bit like that. They take one major city, and now everyone's efforts are focused on Kaliningrad. So Poland, I think, might be quite important to this, as they push back against all of Kaliningrad's southern advances. They also send the troops in the Ukrainian country, push out from there, and try to link up with the border of Kaliningrad. We see all those other troops from the western areas of the Holy Polish Empire help the Poles to push back against Kaliningrad, pretty much forcing them out of the country. I mean, I just got ahead of myself and actually made them invade into Kaliningrad, taking the capital city and invading through those now not occupied areas into another major city on the southern border. So that's pretty good. And from here, we can look at the peace treaty. So yeah, we lost 4 countries in that war. Denmark really doesn't border any of these countries at all. I mean, they don't, but they're still going to get stuff. Don't worry. I'm going to be nice to Denmark, but it's going to be their own sort of Danish way of doing things. Anyway, the first country we'll look at is the pink country. I'm not doing the colours back. I can't be bothered to do that. So we're just going to keep the colour of one of the occupied countries. So you see the blue team take a lot of this sort of northern land within their country, which is less valuable, but it looks better on the map. So you have to deal with it, mate. The red country takes the remainder, which kind of looks disgusting on a map, but oh well. It looks weird, but I guess we'll go with it. As for this sort of Pomeranian area, I don't know what area that is actually. That goes mostly to the blue country. How the Danes get to have a small little colony over there, so they get to keep that. Heading over to Poland, then they'll be fully annexing the remainder of Kaliningrad and the Ukrainian country. And there's just I just forgot about the Silesian country, so I guess I'll probably do that in a second. Also deleting the capital cities, except for Kaliningrad apparently. We'll keep that one, I guess. Anyway, I just remembered Silesia. Clever me. So some of this land will go to the blue team, which is going to be those 3 provinces. And as for the remainder of the nation, it will obviously go to the red team, who did like all the work taking over that territory. So that makes sense. The red team now looks completely different. Well, not completely. Their eastern border is pretty much the same. They're still distinctive, like tri bit. I don't know. It's like 3 pointy bits. Okay, I got confused where the capital city was, and I erased it by accident in a second. So that'll be exciting. Yeah, there you go. Gone. And I went, oh yeah, that's the capital, isn't it? So that's good. Well then me. Anyway, so I bring that back and take away the old capital of the Czechian country. Czechia? What? Every Denmark has a new colony. Not going to bring that much money, but let's look at the top 10. Don't worry about that. Persia is obviously still the top strongest country. It's like the 1500s. I just haven't updated the dates. After that, we've got Central Asia. Then it is the Hejaz nation, then Mesopotamia, then Carthage. Bulgaria is probably going to take them over, but currently Bulgaria is in 6th. Not take them over, but overtake them. Then it's the Danish Empire, then Korea, Greece, and finally in 10th position, we have Bengal, who, just going to put it out there, they're probably going to get overtaken in the next episode. But we have a few new developing powers like Orange China, Spain, potentially even Ethiopia, Red India, Turkey. All these countries, and the new sort of Polish Empire countries like Poland and the Slovakian country. They're the 2 strongest ones there. But speaking of Spain, let's go to Spain. They're getting a lot of money from their new colony in the Caribbean. No, it's Caribbean, mate. So they invade and take quite a few cities of this orange country because they need to take over all of Iberia. That's the plan. So they take most of these cities. However, the surrounding countries near the orange team are going to invade, of course. So the green country tries their hand at doing something for once. They're not great at it, but they take a few areas. They take a major city and defend against defend when they're in major cities. The Moroccans attempt to push in You really cannot see their color, but you know, it's there. Whilst the Spanish do all the heavy lifting, take the capital city, and after that, they take the remainder of the nation. So, yeah, they now actually border the Mediterranean. And I suppose we can get over to. Oh, never mind. Morocco occupies that. Oh well. Cool. Probably get to a peace treaty in a second. So, yeah, I'm just pressing the back button. Well, I was kind of going to do it as the occupied color of Spain, but that's kind of hard to look at, and so is a white, so I decided I'd just press the back button loads of times, and then just give up on doing that. I did really like the borders of the Orange Country. They're one of my favorite bordering countries. Like, I liked their borders a lot. They're all cool and spiky, but they're gone now, so that's a shame. Anyway, I was going to start with Spain. However, I think I'll actually start with Valencia and Morocco, just because they're going to get so much less land than the Spanish will, because they did so much less work. Say start by taking one city in the south and a few other provinces which are less valuable but still there. As for the Green Country, they get one province with a major city in it, and further up in the north, they get a few provinces near the capital city of the Orange Country. However, the Spanish are definitely not going to allow them to take that city, which is relatively valuable, so that's why. Anyway, the Spanish will annex the remainder of the nation, giving them a pretty huge country. Are you going to annex it? Come on, Spain. You can do this. Yeah, we go. So yeah, they have an absolutely massive country. Not Granada. Valencia looks a little bit bigger now, so that's nice. But yeah, Spain is probably going to be in the top 10. Just got to put it out there. They've got a few colonies, along with the new Pyrenees country, who started colonizing. And anyway, I think that's where I might end it off in today's episode. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe. Comment what you want to see happen in future episodes. And yeah, thank you for watching, I suppose. And goodbye.